how exactly are you going to be making money with this notary commission? Who are your target clients? Who are the people actually looking for an independent notary? Because there's notaries at the bank, so why would they need us? Also, how are we going to get in front of these clients so that they could call us, so that they could contract us, and we can actually be getting paid as a notary public? So if you're interested in creating a very, very simple notary business plan, then stay tuned, because we are going over 5 easy to do steps. It's only going to take 5 steps. So bring out your notebook, bring out your pen, and take notes, okay? We're just going to get right into it. I don't want to waste your time, and honestly, my time is a little bit limited right now. So first part of the video, we are going to be going over how this notary commission is making people money and how it can make you money too. Number 2, we are going to go over who are the people actually paying us. Who are the clients? Number 3, your service location. Where can you work? Deciding where you want to work. And number 4, marketing strategies. How do we get in front of these people, these clients? How do we actually convert them into paying customers? And then number 5, we'll go over something that I think a lot of us may struggle with, especially if you are a first-time entrepreneur, you've never worked for yourself, this might be the first side hustle that you're trying to grow into a business. We're talking confidence and stepping into your profession, stepping into your role. And this is going to be the most crucial step, so stay tuned for it. So number 1, let's get into it. How can this notary commission make you money? And I'm talking about more than $15 per signature or per oath. That is the number 1 question that I get as a mentor is, if I get into this business, is $15 the maximum that I'm making per client? The answer is no. And it's also, you never know. The thing is, some documents are going to have just one notarial certificate, one signature that has to get notarized, or it's just one person that they, want an oath or an affirmation from. So here in California, the maximum that we can charge is 15. I, along with so many other notaries public, we charge the state maximum, which is 15. So like I said, some documents might have just one notarial certificate. Some might have multiple, like a deed of trust, a living trust, a will, sometimes power of attorneys, travel consent forms, divorce documents. These are all things that you can work with as well, and they have multiples. So that means that not only will you be notarizing multiple, documents, they have multiple notarial certificates, but there are also in these documents multiple people. So remember, it's 15 per signature or per oath per person. So if there is maybe a deed of trust and there are 2 individuals, a husband and a wife, now it's not only 15 for John, it's 15 for John and Sally, 15 and 15. And let's say this deed of trust had like 6 notarial certificates. So do the math. Very easily are you gaining, very easily, more than $15 per appointment. And all of this, I am telling you from experience, not just something that I see and that I'm just coming on here and talk about. This is something I work with. These are clients that come to me. I do deeds of trust. I do divorce documents, travel consent forms, minor guardianship, power of attorneys. And these documents sometimes come in multiples. So I am making well over $100 just in one appointment. And I mean, it's amazing. I don't have to print any documents out. Hardly ever am I asked to print documents out. And they show up to my office, or they are within a small radius that I work, which is another chapter in this video. We're going to get into that. But this is how I make money, and I get to keep a lot of money in my pocket. So that's number 1, how we make money, okay? Number 2, who is our client? Who is this customer or these customers that are actually paying us? So the number 1 is your general public. It could be your neighbor. It could be your mom, your dad, anybody down the street, okay? General public. They will always be the ones that will do the searches. For the most part, people find me just by going on their phone and they search a notary near me. I have my Google business page set up, and I show up on the map. So basically, the general public, like I said, they could look for if their child is wanting to go out of state with one of the parents. Most of the time, especially if you are going just like across the seas, they will want at the airport, of course, to see a travel consent form. And parents, because they've been through it before, I've heard horror stories where they're like, they literally did not let us board. Like it was insane. So they go to a notary public to get a travel consent form notarized for their child who is a minor. And this is one of the documents that I get found for. So I have it listed on my Google business page, child travel consent forms. And when someone is searching notary or need to notarize travel consent form, I show up. I'm one of the ones that show up. I'm not running ads at the moment, so I'm not like number one. But when you do run ads, you do tend to pop up number one. So this is how people find you. It could also be for divorce documents. People may go to a lawyer, or here in California, you are allowed to do an uncontested divorce. Like as long as you and this partner are mutual, you don't want to, rack up any lawyer fees. They just do an uncontested divorce themselves, and they go in front of a notary, get these documents notarized, and then they go off to the court and they file it themselves. These are all documents that have more than one notarial certificate, more than one person that you have to notarize a signature for or take an oath or an affirmation for. So you're making well over $15. And these are people that are coming to you. They are the ones searching for you. Direct marketing is the second part to this. So you can work directly with, let's just start off with lawyers, okay? Lawyers do estate plans, they do power of attorneys, they do last wills and testaments, they do trust, family trust, single trust. They do a whole lot of stuff. So you can market directly to lawyers, attorney offices, law firms, and work with them. Then there's also like real estate documents. You've heard of loan signing agents, and no, you don't need any extra certification. You just need your E&O insurance, your professional liability insurance. Everyone should have this if you are an independent business. That's not advice. That's just like from a friend to a friend. And your notary commission, your bond, and you're good to go. You work with title, escrow, and mortgage lenders on either big loan documents or smaller loan documents, sometimes investment documents, and all of these have multiple notarial certificates. And for the most part, multiple people are involved. So that's another one. Other one that you can do is senior care homes or, anywhere like for the elderly. They will usually have a lot of power of attorneys. They will have a lot of last wills, testaments, advanced healthcare directives. And on top of that, most of these, I want to say like 99% of the time, they are mobile. So you go to them because for the most part, they are bedbound or just simply unable or unwilling to leave the home, whether it's like a senior home or even like their own home. And it's usually a family member or a nurse or someone that the family has appointed to call you and get these documents notarized, and you go to them. What else is there? I mean, there's so much. I'm going to go over a list of documents that you can notarize so that you can kind of see like what you're actually working with here, okay? Let's go over this. We have so many documents that we could work with. We're talking legal documents. So these are like articles of incorporation, business documents, legal affidavits, contracts and agreements. Like I said, real estate documents, deeds, mortgages, lease agreements, purchase agreements, and refinancing documents. You can also do financial documents like loan docs, bank statements, and investment agreements. You could do passport applications. You can do certain immigration forms, but here in California, you do have to be bonded and licensed as an immigration consultant, so that's separate. But back to the ones that you can't do: wills and trusts, powers of attorney, quitclaim deeds, deeds of trust, parental consent for travel, living trust, and minor guardianship or temporary guardianship agreements. Those are just some, okay? And these are all like services that are listed on your Google business page, so when people are searching, you show up. Of course, along with other like SEO that you have to do, but that's usually who you're working with. And I know I'm going to get asked this, okay? Why would they need me if they're notaries at UPS, at FedEx, at the bank? Very, very easily. Like I said, these notaries, they will most likely not be able to go out to a client's house because they are an hourly employee. They may or may not have, their own independent notary business on the side. So they may not be able to meet the needs of these clients, that actually need people to go to them and they cannot go to a notary. Banks are not open Sundays and Saturdays for the most part. I mean, around where I live, they only work until like 1 p.m. and not every bank is open on Saturday. And Monday through Friday, I believe it is until 6 p.m. Most people get off of work at 5:30. And these are documents that it's not that I want to. Like today, I want to go see a notary public. It's like, I need to get this done. It needs to get done. It's part of the process that they are, whatever document it is that they have, getting it notarized is a must. So, that's where you come in. This is especially great for people. I started off working my full-time 9 to 5 job, and this was my little side hustle, and it worked out. Now I'm able to, work it on my time. I have my own office suite. I mean, we're talking almost 4 years into this, but to start off, it was very workable because people want someone that's available on the weekends, that is available during the evenings, and of course to meet their needs. Sometimes you'll be working with very busy doctors and nurses that you have to go to their job site. You have to go to the hospital or you have to go to that medical building to meet them, and you charge on top of the notary fee, you're charging a travel fee. But we'll get into that next. So number 3, I'm going to be going over your service location. And I think this is super important because you want to maximize your earnings and not be traveling and going around like a chicken with its head cut off. I did that in the beginning and I don't recommend it for anyone. I mean, I was just taking anything that was offered. So I was driving out 2 hours away and, working 1 or 2 loan signings for $75 each. I mean, at the time, I did what I had to do, but now looking back, I'm like, that was insane. Like, looking back, the cost that it took for me to get out there, it just, like, I probably had very, very little profit, if anything, because of the long travel. So now, I recommend this to my friends, anyone that wants to get into this, stay within a radius that you are comfortable with. So stay within like 15 miles or 20, however much you are comfortable with driving. And then I'm going to share with you this fuel cost calculator. I have a link below and I've shared it with everyone in my notary workshops. I mean, I've shared it here before with like 11,000 of you guys. You guys have to plug in your information and see for yourself, how much is it actually costing me to drive out 10 miles, to drive out 15 miles, 20 miles? And I always do the distance to and from. So the total, like how much am I actually wasting on gas to get there? How much am I actually going to charge? And what is my profit in that? So I think it's important. And I also think that this comes into play when you are running like Google ads or on your Google business page. You have like a more tight like reach instead of just like all of like LA County or Orange County. You have more just like I said, I do within a 10-mile radius, 15 maybe. I just don't want to go out after 15 miles, and especially the way the gas is going right now, I'm like, no thank you. I'd rather just like stay here, and it's perfectly fine. I want to be the local notary. I want to be the one that is like, oh yeah, Adriana, and I think it's working out. I'm 4 or 5 months back here in California, and I, hit the ground running with my business. Again, I started up. I came back from Texas, in case you guys were wondering, like, what's she talking about? And I have the repeat clients again, and it's all because I'm not like running around all over LA County to try to get clients. I'm only within one or two cities, and that's it. Like this is my play field. And I think that this is working out for me better than before when I was just like all of LA County, I'm willing to work it. So I think sit down and look at the math and make sure the math is mathy, right? Make sure it makes sense for you. Also, there are other ways to do like marketing, which would be through every door direct mail, and it's a service through the USPS, right, through the post office. You basically can target down zip codes and you can send out, your postcards, flyers for your notary business and services. And I think it's best to do it, like I said, if you are servicing a smaller area, it'll cost you maybe 100 or 200 per zip code. Per zip code? That's crazy. That's like 100 to maybe $200 a month for you to send out these, postcards by mail that you don't even have to pay postage for, that you don't have to go out and actually drop off yourself. You just have the mail service do this for you. And again, if you're working like a bigger county, it might be harder, or it might be like you're gonna look at it like, well, I'm gonna need thousands of dollars to do the marketing instead of like hundreds. You know what I mean? But that's just my tip from a friend to a friend, and it's working out for me. And I wouldn't give you any advice that is not working out for me. So another part to this is I also think that this works out perfectly if you are going to be mobile and if you have a more tight knit, like this is the radius that I'm working, you're not going to be driving all the way across town from this one to all the way to that one. And I think that that feels overwhelming. I mean, coming from someone that did it herself, it is overwhelming sometimes, especially if you're going to be doing loan signings. Oh my goodness. Don't you dare run around for like an hour driving out somewhere unless you're used to that and you live in an area where that's just how it is. It takes you an hour to get to work. Then that's on you. But just like I said, I think a smaller radius is working out better than it did in the beginning of my business when I was just trying to cover a whole county. How are you going to market and get these clients? The number one way, and I have been asking my clients, how did you find my services? Google. It is the Google business page. And I think what it is the keywords, obviously, but it's also because I am listing out all of the documents that I am allowed to notarize here in California. And so when people are searching for these documents to get notarized, or how to get an affidavit notarized, or how to get power of attorney notarized, I show up. And I mean, this isn't something that I had to get into like coding or anything. I just set up my Google business page, and then through the Google business page, it will walk you through all of these steps, especially when you want to create an ad. I paused my ads for a while, but I am returning back to it. I'm just trying to like finalize some smaller stuff in there, but, and then I'll do a video to see if ads are working for me better now or what I learned. But in the meantime, go through your Google business page and you can actually call someone through Google Ads and have them walk you through how to build this ad to target in particular like this zip code, that zip code, or these clients. It's really, really cool. And that is the number one way that people find me. The other way is just, direct mail marketing, handing out flyers. But number one is Google. And I just think that you should do it because it's free, and you have professionals on the other end that you can call and they can walk you through it, and you don't have to feel so lost. Now, the last thing I'm going to go over is very important because you have all of these 1 through 4. You know what you're doing. You know who your target client is. You know how you're going to make money with this notary commission. But you are not going out there. You're lacking confidence. And one thing I see in people when I'm mentoring them is I just don't like, how do I go out there if I've never done this before? How do I step into this role if I've never done this before? The only way to do that is through practice. Practice makes perfect. And you have to do this just repeating the process, like repeatedly over and over again. In the beginning, you may not be getting, appointment after appointment after appointment. Oops. And so gaining that experience can feel a little hard. I have been telling everyone, grab a friend, grab your husband, grab your fiance, grab your wife, whoever, grab a cousin, grab your sister. Have them please sit down with me for 10 minutes. Pull out your ID, and I want to practice notarizing documents. I want to practice writing this in my fake journal pages, right? Like sample journal pages. I have all of this like resources on my website. It's quickandeasynotaries.com/training. I have downloads on there for free, valuable information. I want you guys to download these and use them. Print them out. Have someone just sit down with you and every single day notarize a document, mock notarization, do the whole appointment process. I have a shorts video, screenshot it, and I have my notary appointment guide on there. That's my personal process. It's 1 through 5. And the 5th one is actually getting paid. So it's actually just 4 steps. But this is how I have simplified all of my appointments. I don't forget what to say. Everything is just simplified. I like a simplified process, and it's a 1-pager. So you can screenshot that shorts video, copy and paste it into your own Word document, print it out. And then I have a full video of how to do a notary appointment from beginning to end. Watch that video. Sit down with your friend, with your family member, and practice. Practice, practice, practice. It is the only way that you will gain confidence, or somewhat of a confidence to then go out there and market your business. Because none of this works out if you don't step into the role, and if you don't step into, I am the professional, I am the notary public, and I know how to notarize documents. So if this video was helpful, you guys, please leave me a comment, leave me a like, and subscribe. And any other questions, please drop them below. I absolutely love helping you guys out. I really, really do. Workshops. I have 2 more basic workshops, and then I'm going to be doing very topic niche down workshops. I did get asked by those of you who did attend the last workshops if I could do more topic related, more niche down related, not just general. So I'm only offering 2 more basic ones for not this weekend, but next weekend. And then after that, I'm opening up more workshops that you are more than welcome to join. These are going to be very topic related. Like if you just want to learn estate planning documents and, the whole thing, different samples that you can go through. It is a very interactive workshop. It's over Google Meet, and it's not just me talking. It's, I see you on camera. I want to meet you. Again, small groups, 10 people or less. And I love it this way. I think it's best to keep it small and exclusive, and everyone has a chance to get their answers, their questions answered, and to get that hands-on learning as well. So with that being said, that was it. I am going to go off and market my business. We're all dressed up. We're ready to go. And we have our flyers. So yeah, we're out the door. It's almost 10 a.m. and most offices should be fully open by now. Hope you guys have a great day. And again, any questions, just comment them below, and I'm here to help you guys out. Have a blessed one. Take care. Bye.